Yeah, it gets pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Okay, so yeah, live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have
Yeah,
Natalie,
It's crazy.
Sandra. Okay,
and
so
Kent.
yeah, live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have games set up. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. But live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones.
General idea.
We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. We have three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Three phases. I'm not going to go through too many of the details except for when they happen. Live streams on. We're playing Game of Thrones. Hopefully it doesn't sound like crap for everybody. But supposedly there's 2 people watching.
Hello, people.
People, how is the audio?
Yeah. If anybody is watching and wants to comment, just let us know if the audio sounds bad, or if you can't even hear us at all.
Then you won't hear this.
Then you won't hear this, which I don't really care about either. I just want to show it. Okay, so now that all those are taken care of, the last portion, cleanup, all remaining support and defense. Oh, so those the last ones actually would have been taken off after consolidate, but remove all support and defense tokens from the game board, and all if people were in combat and had to move, like retreat back, they go back to a space laid down, and then this is where they would stand back up again. It's called retreats and routings. You can hear them? Okay, that's good. So go ahead and turn it off now. Let's see, Messenger Raven and Valyrian Steel are both flipped back, so if we use these go back. Messenger Raven, okay, the action phase is now over. It was the end of the game in 10th round. The game is over and winner is determined. Otherwise, play proceeds back to the Westeros phase now. Removing and resolving orders. Whether an order is resolved normally or removed from the game by another means is simply returned to your house's available orders at the end of this turn. Okay. That's pretty much it. So we'll, since we didn't do the Westeros phase, we'll do that one here now, starting phase 1. Okay. So yeah, these can come back here. Some smashing this. I stacked them. That's what I did. Okay.
It's moderately entertaining how the group that stands between the north and the kingdom is the least well supplied.
Yeah. Okay. Westeros phase. So we
isn't that really how it was?
advanced around marker to 2. Draw Westeros cards. So we'll do these 1, 2, 3 at a time. Which, for the case of the video, I'll just kind of put them up here for now, and then we will resolve these. So. A Throne of Blades. The holder of the Iron Throne chooses whether everybody updates their supply, then reconciles your army. Everybody musters units, brings in more pieces, or nothing happens. So it's your choice since you are on the throne.
I mean, I guess we can muster units.
Okay. So mustering units. Let's see how that happens. Well, let me double check. So artwork, 3 types of Westeros cards. What's number 2 here? Deck number. The number on the right hand box indicates which Westeros deck it came from. Okay. Wildling icons. Some cards show wildling icons in the upper right during the advanced wildling step, which we aren't there. Advance at 1 space for each icon present on the drawn cards. Okay, so that is just going to move up 1. So that moves up to 4. Once it hits like 12, then a card reveals, and then we have to.
Then crap
then
happens.
crap
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, they start.
So there's
wreaking
ways to
havoc
bring
on
that
us.
back down for sure.
So I probably want to build up some.
Well, actually, I think the cards. I don't know if anything actually comes from the top.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what's in that deck, but I remember it kind of just generally
Stuff-
happens.
just
That
bad
stuff
things
happens to
happen.
people.
Oh,
so yeah, you
just
don't
everyone.
Yeah.
necessarily
Okay.
have to go up there, but
Okay.
you also get extra consolidates if you did.
Right.
But okay, so mustering. That's what we're gonna do.
You have to have a castle. I don't. All I remember is that.
Mustering. The Mustering Westeros card represents an effort of the Great Houses to call their bannermen into action for
Yes.
training.
We
In
want more
resolving
people.
mustering call, or each player in turn order may recruit new units into each area he or she controls that contains a castle or a stronghold.
Right.
Okay, so I have 2, and you have 1, and you have 2.
Right.
Natalie has 2 because this one is part of that one. Okay. Let's see. So strongholds are the bigger looking ones with the 2nd tier on them. Strongholds each provide 2 points of mustering. Castles provide 1 point of mustering.
Smaller
Oh.
ones.
Smaller ones.
So I have 1 and 2.
So again, your footmen cost 1, your knights cost 2, ships cost
what?
1.
Of your power thingies?
No, just of mustering points. So right now, I have a
gotcha.
total of 4 mustering points.
Gotcha.
So I think we just do it all at the same time.
Wait.
A mustard unit is taken for
Mustard.
its player. It's what a mustard unit, yeah. So you
Okay.
smear yellow
so
mustard
I have
on
3.
them.
So, and the boats cost 1, you said?
Yeah, boats cost 1, footmen cost 1,
1, 2.
and then 2 and 2 for the other ones.
2 and 2 for these?
Yes. For muster, points.
Mustard points.
A mustard unit is taken from its player's unused units and placed directly into an area of the castle or stronghold that provides
So
the
they
mustering
have
points.
to come out of where
They have to come out of the castles, yeah.
So you
two-
can't use 4
Two, yeah,
in
so
one.
it'll have to be 2 from here, 2 from here is
Right.
where you
And the
put
boat
those.
would go to the port.
Yes.
Right.
A footman unit located in a mustering area may be upgraded. So if you already have a footman here, he could be upgraded using
What I have.
using the upgrade. Replace with a king or siege for 1. Oh, so for example, I have a single guy
yeah,
here.
you can create a horse.
So I can create a horse for just 1 muster point, and I still have 3 remaining.
Right.
So then I can add 1. So that's the 2 for him. And then I think I'm just gonna
But you have
add,
to use the other one in that space.
yeah, which I think,
Because you can use 2 here and 2 here.
yeah, so I'm just gonna use 2 on a horse here then. So now I have 2, and I have just about my max, at least 2 small armies. I can make 1 more third army with 3 pieces of it. So yeah, we do this all, so you have, the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
No. 3, 4.
3, 4. Okay. And you have
I
1,
have
2,
that and that one.
and 3,
Wow.
4. Yep,
And
3,
both.
4. Yep.
Yep.
Cool. I think that is it then. A player may never muster a unit that would create or expand the army beyond the supply
What you
limits.
can.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's when we should really pay attention.
That's
to
when
that,
we
is
should
when
pay
we're
when
mustering.
we're mustering.
Mustering.
If any, well, you also like when you're moving guys around too. You can't have too many. You can't have like 2 groups of 3 in some cases. So you have to watch out then
Right,
too.
yeah.
So how does it work for individual? Like if you just send 1?
So if it's just one guy, it's not. He's not.
It doesn't
count.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's only when they're in groups.
2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or
Okay.
3 more. You just have to keep track
Yep.
of how many of those 2 or
Okay.
3s you can have.
Good to know.
Mustering ship units. Ship units, like any other unit, can be mustered at a. Unlike any other unit, however, ship units may only be placed in the ports connected to the mustering area or in an adjacent sea area. So you technically could have put it right out here too, I guess.
Oh,
But
okay.
which would then be like technically here
Right.
because it's all one.
I wasn't
So
sure
it's-
if I
it's up
could
to you.
do that.
Yeah, you
I
could.
would prefer it to be out
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So in the
Thank you.
sea. Ship
Everything up
units.
there's one spot away from everything else anyway.
Ship units cannot be mustered
such a
into a
big-
sea
right.
area that contains 1 or more enemy ships. So, yeah, if a castle or stronghold has no port eligible, no ship can be mustered then.
No
Okay.
mustard.
No mustard.
No mustard. Just a little
All
bit
right,
of mustard.
I think that's it for that one. So this card's done. So we'll just place it face up underneath. Card 2. Game of Thrones. Each player collects 1 power token for each power icon printed on areas they control. So in that one's case, yeah. Now every place that you have a guy with a printed will get extra power. So Natalie, you're going to get 1, 2. I'm going to get. I'm going to get 2.
No, because of this.
Yep, because of the one that's printed on the board here.
So
So
I
this
get
one,
one.
this one. You'll just
Oh,
get
the
one.
crown's
Yep.
on the board.
The crown's on the board.
So I get 1 here and 1 here, right?
I got 2.
And then you'll get 2. Yep.
Oh, I get. So that's when it's handy to get more units there.
Yep. Possibly. Yep.
Okay.
Because you're controlling those,
Right.
and then yeah.
Okay,
So then this
perfect.
card, yeah, gives you that. So
Cool.
that one's done. And then put to the sword. The holder of the Valyrian steel sword chooses one of the following conditions for this planning phase. Defense orders cannot be played. That would suck. March order +1s can't be played. Or just no restrictions. Nothing happens. So you could tell us all that we can't use the +1 march.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with +1 march because I can't use it. So none of y'all can use it either.
Okay, so if you have, the one with the star, this one can't be used this round. So I'm just gonna put it out front where I know I can't use it. So +1x can't be used. Right.
So then we start all over again.
So now we.
That's pretty much your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a better understanding.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna get.
It's gonna get dicier.
It's gonna get dicey here real soon.
It's gonna get scary.
Unless you guys forge alliances, which is always a possibility.
Sometimes.
So I can use up to 3 stars.
Oh man. And the crowns can't be really used in the sea, right?
Crowns
They just take no
cannot
action.
be used. Yeah, there's nothing happens if you do. So let me put that one there. I'm going to.
What is the +1 -1 mean?
That means if you
If
were
you
to attack,
march and attack,
then you'd be -1 on your total of attack points.
Okay.
and you cannot use the +1 this turn.
Right. That one
She
was
said
right.
so.
'Cause I
She's
said
got a
so, 'cause
big
I have the
giant
sword.
Right.
But I've got a whole crown of swords. Don't make me drop it on you.
Oh gosh. And you do
Or-
as many
or
marching
crown.
orders as
I
you
mean,
have people in
throne.
spaces, right? So you can put one here, here.
You only
Yeah.
put 1 order for each territory.
Right.
So since I have 4
So you can use
sets,
4.
I can use
And
4.
I'm only in 3, so I can only use 3.
Yes, correct.
And she
Oh,
can
so I
use
have
1,
to-
2, 3, 4.
Put a marching order here.
There too. Yep. All right. So we will then reveal.
Reveal!
Nobody
Look,
rated
I'm
yet?
not trying to kill anybody yet. I'm just trying to figure out where
Rating
I'm
only
going.
works adjacently.
Yeah. Right here.
Oh yeah, you
Russian.
too.
Pow pow.
My money's on her.
Yeah, I am a little bit violent, so.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were gonna attack me.
Hell no, bro. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Okay. So no raids to go through. So we'll move to the march orders. So march orders for your pick one. You want to do first?
So far, I'm
That
trying
one?
to get along.
Right.
Yeah.
There. Nice. So
Good
you're
idea.
gonna instantly move up.
A castle.
A castle. Yep. Let's see. Me next.
So that goes by this, right? The Iron Throne.
Mhm.
That's how.
Yep.
And how do these change throughout the game?
The cards will tell us when
Gotcha.
to redo
Okay,
those,
gotcha.
and then that's where
That's what I was
that's where
wondering.
these
I was like,
tokens
I
come
don't
into play
wanna be
because we'll be
last
bidding
all
on
the time.
who wants
Right.
to be in what order. Whoever has the most will take it.
Okay.
But then if there's ties, he still gets to choose regardless.
Right. So he's a tiebreaker.
he's the
ties,
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay. So I moved one of my horses to here. Luckily, he
Cool.
did battle, so
Cool,
we're good.
cool.
That's my
Yep. So you have that march order there. Yeah. Nice. So
And then
you'll
I get-
also move up on the track
Oh, that's what we do. Yep.
because there's no battle.
Whee!
Note the rivers, by the way.
Yes.
You can't
You have to
cross
get
from
over
this to this one. You
bridges.
have
Yep.
to be at a bridge.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Drazayan.
So like this guy can't go there. He
Yes.
has to go this way. Yep.
Natalie, march order. Which one? This one or that one?
This one.
Okay. So land bridge there. Nice. And you're going to gain another castle for Greyjoy. All right. Back to Baratheon. March order. That one. -1. There. And then you'll place
Moving
one there.
everything.
Nice. And then you'll gain another for you as well. Shit, I am falling behind now. Great.
You'll be fine. You're going to start killing me here soon.
Maybe. If I don't have... Unless you want to work on spreading them that way. Because that's a bigger threat, actually,
Wait,
having a lot
wait.
of this space to himself down here. I mean, we're kind of screwed in the middle.
Anyways,
You guys aren't
Right,
getting
I'm
surrounded.
just saying.
You're getting surrounded.
I'm not saying anything yet.
I don't have any more
Okay.
action. So, yep, march
March
for
order.
Sandra. Yep, nice.
Getting
Move
that
one up.
crown.
You can move another guy from here this way too. They could.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anything
Like,
that's
you
here
wanna
can be
do that.
moved at least one adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that could be there. Yeah.
Or I could even, wow.
You could even go there if you wanted to add more supply.
I will, to add more supply.
When it happens, but eventually.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So now...
So yeah, like next turn, you could put an order here to move them off, and then you'd still place a token there, and then essentially, as long as nobody goes up there.
So the only thing
you could
that
still-
initiates combat is the raid.
or
if you
your
move-
march,
Or
marching
you move
order
into
into
someone
somebody's
else.
space. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the raids don't even
Yep.
necessarily initiate a combat. They just cancel tokens, it sounded like.
It really just cancels tokens that are there,
So
or if you're
so if you want-
raiding a consolidated, you'll get that consolidated token.
Oh, you get it.
Yeah, you get one of yours because you raided them. So, yeah, I think that's what it said. Remove tokens of the opposing raid, support, or consolidated tokens in adjacent area. And then I write specifically, if it is a consolidated, then you'll also gain 1 power. Okay. Any more march orders?
No.
Doesn't look like it. Okay, so now we're going to go to consolidated. So you'll gain 1, 2.
They
Or
don't take
they don't-
actions.
That's right, they
in
don't take
those.
actions. Correct. I will gain 2.
Oh, I don't place any crowns anywhere. What was
Nobody else has
I guess I-
consolidated?
Yeah, I guess
I
I
didn't
wasn't
either.
thinking about that.
Yep, and then, the rest of these icons go away since there were no
Right.
other attacks. So this one, and this one. What am I missing? A cleanup. Yes. Cleanup, remove, so we removed everything else. And then that's it. Right?
Yep.
Am I missing anything? No, I think that's it. Okay.
Then we go to Westeros.
Back to Westeros. So this advances. We are now on turn 3.
Wait, do we have to do any of these board thingies?
No, because the crown is what makes those happen.
So I don't get anything for these ones.
Not unless it shows up on the card this time.
Okay.
See, there's another mustering. So,
There's a lot of mustering.
Well, sort of. Okay.
So, does my token go up here? Or not?
It
Yeah.
will eventually move once
Okay.
the card says to.
Okay.
Yep.
I got you.
So first one, we get to bring in more units that we control.
All right. Is it 1 per thing? Type, or
Same
1
same
per
again.
These, 2
So
per
yep,
these?
1 for those and 2 for the strongholds.
So
So you're gonna gain
this guy's
2,
gonna make a
3, 4.
force.
Yep.
And now you got to watch out not to exceed your army limits.
Right.
So you have a set of 3, and you can have 2 more sets of 2.
Oh.
Yeah, upgrade.
Where am I? Can I put it like this so I can
Yeah,
see where I am?
that's fine.
3, 2, and 2. So I'm gonna do 3, 2, and 2.
Now I have 3 and 2. So I'm gonna
2.
horse that one. And I guess add another guy.
So this gives me 1. So if I want to use one of these, I can take one of them off, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it only counts
1, 2.
you're upgrading. Well, unless it's specifically from footmen to horses. But
Oh.
let me double check. The footman unit located in a mustering area may be upgraded to a knight or siege engine.
Okay.
For the cost of 1 muster point.
So I have 2 here.
Say that again. What do you need to spend to upgrade into a siege?
2.
You would need 1. So, like in this one's case, you replaced the 1 guy with a horse, so that would be just 1 cost, which is the 1
Now,
cost there.
a siege though. Say I wanted to upgrade this guy into a siege instead of a horse. Is it
Were there 2 footmen there?
There were 2 footmen there.
Okay, so yeah, you could do just up to a siege. So you get a choice of whether you want to upgrade to a horse
Knight
or a
or-
siege.
And what does the siege do?
The siege
it only
ones-
affects offensively, and it's
Yes.
like 4 instead of
4,
2.
yep, 4 instead of 2.
So maybe
But
I
then,
might.
yeah, if somebody goes to attack you, there's no way you can defend with it.
Maybe I'll just put this here and take this
And it's the
castle.
horse.
horses
could, yes.
higher
You know what?
defense
I want to keep this one a
than the
horse,
footmen.
and this
The
one is the one
horses
that
have-
turned into a siege.
Better defense.
Which one?
The horses have
The-
better defense than
The
a footman.
horse
The horses
have a defense.
Yeah, they're
Have a
just a
defense.
2.
Oh.
Defense of 2, yeah.
Okay.
You cannot use siege engines to defend. Though.
Yes, yeah. So these
So-
ones can only be used to attack for
Okay.
+4. So right now
I'm
he
gonna
has an
switch
attacking
this back
power
to what
4,
I
5, 6, 7.
I'll leave that and do that instead.
Now, and this is a 5, so
We'll have to read up on that because that's like a neutral. I said those were neutral areas, but I don't think there's anything special as long as you had more.
or a tie. 'cause I
More
break
or a tie,
ties.
yeah. So.
Or it says except for combat
Neutral
ties.
forces represent resistance of independent houses unwilling to submit to the mechanisms of the player. Let's see, destroying a neutral force. In order to destroy a neutral force and gain control of its area, a march order must be equal to or exceed the strength value printed on the neutral token.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Valerian's steel sword cannot be used to receive a plus bonus in those. Attacking player may receive support against a neutral, so you can get more help from somebody else that's close by. March order bonus applies. No house cards are played, so yeah, as long as you have more, you just take it. And that's it. If marching player combat strength equal to the token is destroyed and removed from the game, the marching player moves his units into that area as normal. Marching units against neutral forces count as march orders. One attack allowed. Yeah. Okay. Seems fairly straightforward.
Seems legit.
Yep. Okay, so that was this card. That was mustering. So mustering is now done.
You know, a part of me... Oh, you know what? I don't know. I was going to say, maybe I did want the siege engine up here, but...
That's your call.
Should,
You got about 5 more seconds.
I'm going to do it.
Okay. So I'll be back. Okay, got it. Alright, second card, another wildling goes up there. Yep. And then
Nothing happens.
happens.
It's a beautiful nothing.
Yep. And then
March order +1 can't be played. And the wildling increased again.
And then wildling goes up 1 more.
Oh god.
Yeah, I feel like
So
when that
March
happens,
order
something.
+1 can't we play again?
Yeah, I'll leave this card out.
That
so
wasn't
it's
my
not-
fault this time.
I know.
That was March order +1, so yeah, this one can't. That star can't be used again. Thanks a lot, Emily.
It wasn't my fault this time.
I know, but it was your fault last time. So.
So blame it on me.
Yep. Border features, adjacent influence. There's something I wanted to read about the wildling section
What
because
happens
I feel
when
like
12 hits?
there's a way that
Might be good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Reduce it.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
You should be.
Can I look at the deck?
I figured.
Or do we want it to be a surprise?
We can make it a surprise.
It's a surprise to everybody in Westeros, right? They're like, zombies? Flying zombie dragons?
Yep, that's happening.
Death Knights?
So, we draw the cards, advanced wildling track count, the number of wildling icons on the 3 revealed cards, if any, move the wildling token forward that many spaces on the track. If, during this step, the wildling threat reaches 12, a wildling attack is immediately resolved, ignoring any surplus wildling icons. Read how you resolve on page 22. It's way back here.
Race for the galaxy.
Wildling attacks. In the icy north, an army of barbaric wildlings gathered to descend upon the continent of Westeros. Where is this? Let's see, in all 3 Westeros decks, some cards marked wildling cards. For each card, the wildling token is advanced on the space. A wildling attack is resolved over the following steps. Determine wildling's strength. Check the current position of the wildling. For wildling token, the number printed. The number printed on its position on the wildling track is the strength. So if it reaches a strength of 12, then okay. Bidding power. So after it hits 12, I guess, because it says if it ever reaches 12, it just goes into this step. Okay. Advance up to 3 times. Okay. Yeah. So see what its strength is. Bidding power. Each player hides their available power behind their player's screen, and secretly bids the number of power tokens in their fist. Calculate Night's Watch strength.
I don't understand.
They're not really used too often, except
These?
for when they
So
are for
eventually
here.
we're going to have to bid
on where we
without
want to
power
be.
tokens for these.
for position on that
Yeah.
track.
And other
And
than
then
that,
also it's going to be used for the wildling section.
So the crown.
The crown
the
gives
crown
you more of
helps you get
those.
power
Okay, so if you have a crown, like where there's a crown. Wait.
yeah,
If you put an order token on it, then you would receive this crown plus 1 from the token.
Okay.
Some of the cards here will tell you to just go ahead and take as many crowns as you control. Yep. And then again, those power tokens are used for the Westeros portion and gaining
Okay.
a new position on that.
and if you move everybody out of a territory, you can leave
yeah,
one there.
you'll leave one there to
Continue to
represent that you still
Right.
kind of own this. But again,
I
if somebody
gotcha.
comes over it, then
It's,
it's gone.
It's a sign. That you
So,
stick to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, if
And then you go, I don't want
if the wildlings go to 12, then we would bid our power tokens and
Okay.
calculate night watch strength. Once all players have had their secret bid in their hand, bidders simultaneously reveal. Add together all of the bid power tokens to determine whether it's more than, equal to, or more than whatever the 12 is. If it is, if the wildling strength exceeds the night watch number that we all determined, then the wildlings are victorious. Players now resolve the consequences of the wildling attack described on the card. Adjusting wildling track. If the Night's Watch are victorious, we bid enough. Immediately reset the track back to 0, and then we don't have to do the card. And then discard the power.
I like that
So,
idea.
Consequences of wildling attacks, which we'll get to that when that happens. If it happens, because we might be able to just bid enough to not make wildling attacks happen.
So when it
hits 12, we will bid
We get
to
screwed.
to have 12 or less, or 12 or more to make it not happen.
Okay.
Okay.
it's us contributing to the night watch, and the 4 of us need to
Combine.
ideally do 3 each.
Mhm.
Ideally.
Ideally. If somebody's like, "Oh, we'll just," I mean, the card will then tell us after, because I didn't say to reveal the card until after we lost or won it. So
Well, that would be,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
that makes sense. Okay.
The consequences of our not carrying.
Yeah, we should probably care a little. Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to read an example of one,
No.
just for
No.
possible? No. Okay.
We'll be surprised.
I'm gonna be surprised when the bad
Okay.
thing, when the S hits the
Okay,
fan.
so does that card go away?
So, since this one is a minus,
Yeah,
as long as you
just
don't,
remember-
just
Oh, yeah.
remove to not.
We can't
Yeah.
Just
use
no
it.
plus one.
No
March.
plus 1 of
Okay.
March.
Yeah.
So we'll put this one back under, and that is that.
And that's only for this round.
And now we, again,
Do we move the turnip or did we already
we already
do
did that. That's the very first thing. Yep.
Okay.
So now we get
got it.
to.
March.
Did you just
March.
say KKK?
Yes, we did.
No, I didn't.
Sorry, camera.
So we start over again, right?
Yeah,
Planning?
we start over.
Planning. What are we planning?
You can spend up
I have a
to
question.
1 star. Okay,
Sorry.
go.
So
Pass
let's
room.
say, this is a boat question.
Okay.
So let's say we're going around the islands or whatever. Can we turn the boats into people like around here?
That's what I
I
was
think they have to carry them.
I think they can only carry them.
You have to put them on
I mean,
the
if
boat.
they were on a port here, I would assume you probably could convert it from.
Right. So, but
A
can I
boat
go to
back
this
to a-
port and then go onto the land?
And my
No.
question
This
was,
boat is only ever on water or a port.
can you have more than one boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely have more than one boat in an area.
Okay, and this doesn't matter?
It does apply to that.
It does.
Yeah.
If
That's,
you
If
have-
it has
that's
two
an
boats
army.
here,
Yeah.
if I had 2 boats
Okay.
in here,
It's an
army.
then I would be
Okay.
screwed because I would be not.
Should be maxed
You
out.
would not
yeah.
be able to afford
Okay.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you had control of this and then we mustered, you could convert a boat from a single one up to a 2 night or a siege if you wanted, I guess. And he was here.
Right.
That's what I would think would be okay. Because you're still converting, you're replacing it to be something higher.
But I have to be on the port.
But you'd have to be on the port. Well, no, you wouldn't even have to be on the port. You'd have to be adjacent because when you place it, you could place it adjacent or in the port.
Right.
Even if that's not in there, I'd say
You know,
that'd
which
be a
is revealing my entire strategy, but
Okay.
it's cool. Well, I didn't know if I was allowed to do that. putting my little thingamajiggies down.
Little dingers. Yep.
I still can't use any stars.
Nope, you sure can't.
Everything sucks.
That's your prerogative. Excuse me.
Can I give orders to no place where I have a power? Only where I have.
Nope, only where you have armies. I think you're good. Just let me move from my boat.
Oh, armies. Oh, blarneys.
Okay, I think hopefully that's not a big screw.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
That's the hard part, yeah. I mean, again, it takes a little bit to understand.
Develop a strategy.
Develop a strategy for it, yeah. But again, after a while, it makes sense. I mean, you're doing pretty good with expanding your area.
Yeah.
So really, the hardest part then is just making sure you can build your armies enough to possibly start taking over.
Right, and to defend myself.
Yeah. Just to double check too. So you have 2 castles.
I have
3?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you have 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
3.
You have 3. You have 3. And you're gonna. Jesus.
And you have 1.
I suck.
2.
Okay. Does everybody have orders
Yes.
out there? Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Go ahead and reveal them all.
Oh, I fucked that up.
That one. Cheating? Okay. Good job. Everybody gets at least 1.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I'm just removing some non.
Oh, someone's firing up the heat.
I guess it doesn't really matter
No,
because
not really.
nobody's attacking them anyway.
So this removes opponent's raid support. Oh, no, that's a defense order, so I can't really do anything with that.
Oh, I thought it removed the defense.
Nope, just raid support or consolidate.
Raid support or consolidate. Okay, it is.
Yeah. So I was.
So it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't really do anything. Yeah. So this one's
Whatever.
gonna go away.
Whatever.
No other raids. Okay. March orders starting with Kent.
All right. So I tied that thing.
So 4,
So
5.
I defeated it.
Yeah, you tied. So whatever you want to move into. Yeah.
I guess I'll just.
Or you can move them all and leave another token.
So this is discarded.
Yep. This goes away. You just toss it behind you in the box.
Just in there.
Yeah,
that
just in
box?
there. I'll sort it all later.
All right. And then.
Okay.
And
So then now you'll gain an extra castle.
Good. Good. Castles are good. I don't know what they do, but sure.
Again, that's
You
your
get to
victory. I mean, if
7
you get to
and you
7,
win.
the game's over. Which you could essentially, move here.
Why do you think
and
I'm trying to get down
hit
here?
down here, and then he could win.
Get your butt moving.
I know. I'm gonna try. Just give me a second. Okay, my turn for a march.
He's developing the hammer.
Yes.
I'm gonna move 1 here. Alright, nope, I lied. And 1 here.
Oh,
no, I can't.
Can't afford
Can't do
that.
Nope, I can't. Alright, just there. So that's it. This one's done. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that?
Yes, you can.
Uh-oh, she's coming for me.
Nice. No increases there, Natalie. March. What are you doing?
Oh,
Lower.
she's getting down there.
Yeah.
Somebody has to. Listen.
So I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know how there's a boat here and a boat here? Can it only bridge one, or could I like?
That's a good question too. I don't remember because that's essentially what she could do too.
Yeah, I think that's.
Let's see other rules: wildling
I
attacks,
know you'll do
alliances,
boats and
ports,
stuff. Using
controlling
ports.
areas, using ports, game bridge features. That's not what I remember.
I'm gonna just
That would be.
remove my crowns that are in the ocean right now. They don't do
Yeah.
anything.
ports. Port functions. Ports function as a special area between land and sea. Only the player controlling the connected land area may use the connected port in considering port orders. Orders and ports. How do you attack?
Why do you have movement or mustering movement?
Establishing control of an area. Controlling home areas. I don't know. It doesn't really say.
I don't see Tampa Bay anywhere.
Rivers. These prevent bridges, land areas. 3 land areas. Completely surrounded by area. Even so, they are still considered land areas and must follow the normal rules. Adjacent. I don't honestly know.
You can have it.
Attacking a neutral force. I don't know. I don't know if you could find it in there, but it probably would be back in the other section for marching orders, because it talked about like ships and moving from adjacents. But I don't know. Or
Is the drink out in the car?
It's right here.
Oh, there it is. It's on the table.
It makes me want Taco Bell for dinner.
did we just have Taco Bell?
He said, what did you say, Kevin?
That it's blasphemous to bring Taco Bell in here with
The Mexican restaurant across the hall.
We've done it several times.
We've done it
Hey,
plenty
Taco
of
Bell's
times.
cheaper.
I saw the
it is
funniest
cheaper.
meme. It said, it was in front of a Taco Bell, and there was a sign in the yard, and it said, Taco Bell voted #1 Mexican restaurant like 2 years in a
Not a
row.
Mexican restaurant.
And
American food.
It was captioned, "See people, this is what happens when you don't vote."
Jesus. Nice. Find anything? Mustering ship units, but that's not it either.
Let us know in the comments below what to do about ships.
No one's gonna post it. At least not right now.
I don't really know.
Next page. Next. I feel like there's an area where I saw an example of like guys.
They're trying to
moving.
figure out if, like, because I have a ship here and here, if I could move to there,
Let's just combat.
or if
your person.
or if bridging a ship only works for,
Just one to
or because it.
I would
moves-
assume-
March orders.
I mean, I would assume if you have ships there,
you'd have
your
to go for
guys
the port,
could be.
and then
See ship transport on page 23.
There you go, page 23.
there you go.
So
I would assume like it goes from here, and then you play like a move order, then it would go to the next one, and then it would go.
Oh yeah,
there.
that makes sense.
Okay. The use of ships to transport land-based units is a very important aspect of Game of Thrones, the board game. It allows knights,
Great.
footmen, and siege engines to take advantage of the seas to travel much faster than they would be able to on foot. Any 2 land areas are considered adjacent for the purposes of marching and retreating when they are connected by consecutive sea areas or a single sea area, blah, blah, blah.
Consecutive sea areas.
In other words, ship units
So they are considered
consecutively
adjacent. Holy
adjacent
cow.
sea areas form a direct bridge for knights, footmen, and siege engines to move directly from a coastal area to another coastal area in one move.
Holy crap!
So would you have to have that person on the ship first?
No, it,
No,
it sounds
just-
like
it
we
Really?
just
So it
no.
acts as a bridge.
It acts as a huge bridge.
So like this person could
So-
just,
Yeah.
If you had ships here
Right.
without, contesting.
So
Like
there's
the
no
example-
limit to a number of times a player can use the same ship for transport in any given round.
So
same
AKA, we should have worked on our ships a little quicker.
That's what makes
Yeah.
the ship so important.
Yeah.
The same ship unit may even be used multiple times within the same march order, transporting units from the assigned area in a march order to different destinations. However, a player may never use ships of another house as transports,
Right.
even if given permission by that house. So if Anthony was like, hey, yo, use my ship, take it over here,
Nope.
I can't do that.
So she would have to have one more ship here. Then she
Right.
could use this area, this area, this area to
To
drop
get
guys from
Here
here
to here.
to here or here.
Okay.
Or if I put one more here.
Or here. Because this is
yeah,
all
it goes
one.
all the way
So she
around
could-
to here.
Yeah, I guess I.
So one march
Didn't
order
even
here could say
about
all
that.
the way
Yeah.
down here as an adjacent.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, I knew it was important for some reason.
Yeah. At least that's what.
I knew the
example
ships
looked like.
had some kind of transport. Like I thought I would just get my ship to here and it would turn into a little foot guy, but that's not the case.
Like that one's example.
We
Starts
like
way
to-
up there, goes all the way down there. Just because all the boats are connected. Okay.
Okay. Well, good to know.
Good to know.
I forgot where we were doing now.
So that was
We
your
were-
march order. So it's back to Kent.
You don't have any marches? Or?
I already
She already
spent
did.
Can I
mine.
Okay,
take
so
my
it's back to you
march order
for.
back?
Yep.
All right.
We're gonna
Can I
have
take
to-
my march order
What?
back?
You don't want to put it here?
I don't blame her because she doesn't have a bridging boat.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Maybe.
you just want to leave it there
I
then?
just want to leave it there
And
for
not
now.
do anything. So she-
I'll consider my march order used, but I don't want to move it.
All right.
Okay.
This guy's gone. And
Was that a -1?
yeah, it was. But that's okay because there's nothing in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I'll take that.
And then you're going to gain another house. Or victory. Yeah. This isn't good. Stop Kent somehow. I'm going to go.
Why
I'm
do you
gonna
always
go,
win?
I'm gonna go that way.
He's like,
I'm going to go this way. Wink, wink.
You go this way, I go down. What does that mean?
I have no more march orders. Sandra?
Yeah.
I have one more there.
Yeah, where was I gonna go? I forget. In all the chaos, I think I was gonna move there.
Oh, that's not adjacent though.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Good
so-
call.
Maybe if you
could
moved your boat north.
adjacently move them here from this one to this one because of this boat.
Oh.
Or
That's a
Or you
bridge.
could just go there and polish off that.
Or
body
even
line.
this one right
Or here.
Well, if you went there, you'd have to battle. You'd have to have more than that one.
Yeah, and they'll
Oh.
beat you like a drum.
mhm.
Because you're only moving one.
Or you could go.
But yeah,
here.
you could go here, here, or here. Would be the 3 spots you could. Or move it back on any of these if you wanted.
Or you see how they have a siege person across the river from you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
I'm working
valued
on
at
it.
4, unless you attack it.
Natalie, any more march orders?
It doesn't have defense.
It has no
Um,
defense.
Do you have any more march orders? No.
Completely worthless
Okay.
Where?
defensively. This siege unit.
This siege unit. Or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got a
siege
couple
unit?
of them on the map now.
That's gonna take me a while. to do that.
Okay. All the march orders are done. So this one's gone.
Oh, sorry.
And then we will do our consolidate. So you have
2 from this one.
2. Go ahead and take your 2. I have 2 for that one. 1, 2. Sandra, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 that you'll take. Go ahead and just take all these. So you'll
Dang.
gain 4. Yep. Natalie, you'll get just 1, 2, 3.
3.
Natalie will get 3. All right.
Pardon my reach. Can you pass me 3?
Never.
Thank you.
And I think that's it.
Okay.
We can take all
Cool.
the rest of these tokens back.
Nobody's fighting each other
Same ones,
yet.
Yeah. I'll
Allah?
I'll alliance.
Allah?
Well.
I shall alliance you if you'd like, because that's scary and that's scary.
What's
Look,
this?
we have, we're
I've
small.
tried.
We're
but mighty.
small, but we need to push a lot harder now.
I'm land grabbing.
Look, he's got 5 castles.
I know, and that's why
And
we
we're only
need
in
to.
turn 3.
I know. I don't think there's any more cleanup that we need to do. Nothing needs to stand up. So we are into turn 4. Draw new cards. See, that one's going to adjust the supply track now.
Cool.
And then we're going to bid on influences. Yay! And consolidate power orders cannot be played, so you can't use any
Of the crowd.
of the crowns
No
this
crowns.
turn.
No crowns.
No
Good thing I
crowns
used
this
some last turn.
We have 1 advancement on the wildling track. We just want to go ahead and move that up 1. Alright, so first one, adjusting
About to hit
supply.
the
We
fail.
need to count how many barrels we have total. I have 1, 2, 3. I have
1.
3. God damn it.
So which one are you?
This one's me.
I'm going to 4.
Go up to 3.
3. I have 4.
Oh, Which one are you?
This one's dark. Goes up
Yeah.
to 4.
I have one.
Yeah, then you have 1.
Wait,
What?
which one were
How
you?
do you only have 1? You have 2.
Oh, I have 2. Just kidding.
Ellie's at 2.
I kid.
I kid. I joke.
And you have what? 1, 2,
3, 4.
3, 4. Yep.
That's what the barrels mean.
Yeah. So that takes care of this card.
Okay.
Next one. Bid on the influence track. Okay. So.
Okay, so we use
have
these.
a lot of extras here, yeah. So we are going to first bid on. I'm gonna take
On
this,
the
just put 'em in my
Iron
hand.
Throne, right?
Yep. First one will be iron.
Oh, did any of these move the wild lane? Just this
Yeah.
last
That's
one?
we
We
already
already
got
did
it.
it.
Yeah, we already moved it. Okay.
You have to turn it in if you lose.
Everything that you bid gets put back into that. So
Really?
yeah. Careful
So-
on what you spend.
So
even
we're
if
just
even if
building
you
on
lose,
this.
yep.
We're bidding on
bidding
that
on
first,
that
but
one
we're doing
first.
it all.
We're doing all 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if there's ties, he chooses.
Okay, so how does bidding work?
I took all of them, put them in my hand under the table, and then we're gonna put however many you want to bid, and then we'll reveal.
Are we bidding for one thing at a time?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one first. We'll do the Iron Throne first. So if you want to keep your Iron Throne,
Right.
He's gonna grab
make sure
them
you
all.
bid. Let's see.
But then what could we bid for? Like, what?
So it'll
just
go
change
in
the
order
order?
of who spends the most. So whoever
Okay.
spends the most will go first. Whoever spends second will go second. If there are ties in there, then those get decided too.
Okay. This is.
All right.
Oh no! I'm scared.
And reveal. I have 4.
I
Holy
have
crap. 5.
5.
I have 5 and I decide ties.
Yeah. So you're probably gonna go first. Crap.
I'll stay in my number 4 spot then.
Okay. So.
So these two could switch.
Yep.
I
I
stay
bid
right where
4.
I'm at.
Natalie, you bid what? 3? 2? Okay, so those
A lot of
go
people would be a little bit more conservative. Jesus.
Yeah, you think, especially with the wildlings coming up.
That's
People's.
I was thinking about that. I was like, should I just throw it all in? Yeah, I don't need to defend against the wildlings.
If you're selfish.
I was like, I kind of want to see what they do.
It's usually not
Sounds a
good. Usually not good. Okay. We are now voting on fiefdoms.
Which does what again?
Gives us access to an extra attack power when you're
Attack.
attacking.
Or denies us access.
I think it's just attacking.
Like she can say that we cannot use it. Right? It's-
The only thing it does is if 2 other people are tied in a combat, I think she decides then who wins it. I'm pretty sure we can read it here in a second after we figure out who gets it.
Okay.
Okay, I got mine. Okay, and 2, 2, 1. I have 3. Yeah, I get it. So move me up to first.
Right.
I
And
stay where I'm
Sandra
at.
second.
Or the 3rd. You're down.
Woohoo! And I get this. Thank you. Something I haven't been doing.
What's who do?
He gets to
The Raven?
change somebody's or his own token
My own march orders, and I get to look at the wildling.
at the wildling thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, so last one for the King's Court. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. I have 3 more.
3.
So and you have 3.
I decide ties, so I'll take number 1, and
I get last.
I guess I'll give her 2, you 3.
God damn it!
Alright, you guys can do those. I got last.
So, let's see. I will go down to 3. Like that.
That was fun.
So now he gets to use, up to 3 stars worth of special the order tokens. And I can only use 1. And you get that one as well.
Oh.
So again, that could be used to reveal, move tokens around after they're revealed. Well, that sucked. Did you guys even save enough for the wildlings?
I did.
Anybody save
I did.
it?
I didn't use any on the last one,
Okay.
just so I saved some.
Last one is consolidate power don't work at all, so we can't use any of the crown
Oh, that's right.
this turn. So.
Well, I guess that helps me decide what I'm doing next turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
so we're
now we get to do our orders again.
we don't get any more things.
Nope, that's
Okay.
that's it for that.
Okay.
And we don't get to muster.
And we don't get the muster this turn. Yeah.
Which kind of blows.
I did move that up, right? We're on turn 4.
What are
right?
ships? Ships are 1, right? Just for future knowledge.
Yeah. On attack.
1, and they're 1 to muster ships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Ooh.
Don't forget we're a team here.
A team.
Don't forget, we're a team here.
Don't forget we're a team.
There's no aim
If it's
Team.
in
the most recent time I played this, everybody went against me and got me out like within 2 rounds first. I'm like, well, I'm done. Like that
horrible.
sucked. Yeah.
Oh, I
again,
can use stars now.
since you can use up to 2, and
Oh, I'm supposed
again,
to.
keeping track of your armies.
And we cannot use the crown things.
Yes,
at
none
all.
of the crown ones. So I put those ones just right outside my screen.
Okay, let's just. I need to order.
Can I
everything.
make a footman into a ship?
No, not until you muster to turn them from a ship into a.
Alright.
I keep thinking that it's like fluid. Like
No,
I can
it's
put
not.
these people and make them a ship
No, you can't.
into the port.
I think I've ordered everything to everything.
Looks like it. Yep, I only had 4. Yeah, you got everything. Natalie, are you still placing? She's still
Yeah, I'm
placing.
thinking
But
here.
not that you're anywhere close to her right now, really. So it's not a big deal. 2 more here and here.
Yeah.
You have.
One person that said hi. Their name.
So
is-
do I have
Hi.
to put a
Huh?
Do I have to put something?
Apparently, you have to put it to
Yes,
have
you have to
to.
put at least something on them.
everywhere.
Okay,
we
can't
even
put it
if I
around.
can't do them.
Even
Until
if
you
you
run out, I
can't.
think. You know what? That is. Let me double check that. I guess you don't have to,
You don't have to order
because
people.
if you have too many people, you wouldn't be able to.
Right. That's what
If you have control of too many.
Maybe you
areas.
don't have to.
Somewhere.
You can put
Nope.
stuff.
It says in the very first line, each player must place exactly 1 order token face down on each area he controls.
Okay.
That contains at least 1 unit. So, yeah.
Okay. So even if I can't do
Mm-hmm.
these things,
Or even if
Players
you're
place
just
their order
raiding for
simultaneously.
practice.
That area cannot be assigned more than 1 order token.
okay.
Okay, now we can reveal
Alright.
support.
Reveal.
Defense.
Reveal.
We're going to attack. Natalie, you're going to go that way. And I'm going to go this way.
What? What? What?
That's probably what's going to happen.
Reveal. Reveal.
Unless she's going to be rude and mess me up.
Rude.
Do it.
Oh!
You should have had
Lightning struck.
you should have had your defense on these ones.
Should I?
But that's not defense though.
Nope. The defense is the helmets.
You're supporting the hell out of yourself, though.
See, I kind of thought. I screwed up.
I guess that helps
was
if she attacks you,
misunderstood.
though, right? Everybody's supporting each other.
See,
I mean,
kind of
Natalie
thought,
could be nice and not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's gonna help much with that siege engine there.
Yeah.
I guess I misunderstood.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so resolve some.
So raids first. So those, nothing's going to happen
Yeah.
because you're
They
on
go
sitting.
away.
Yep,
I'm
they
just
go
gonna
away.
pull them out.
Natalie's, on the other hand, since this is a support token, would force this one to go away as well. So really, I mean, the only thing that would happen is here. So that would have been where they would be switched. But future reference.
This is true, and that would have
Did
been good. You know,
Cassandra had one.
if they were switched.
'Cause I know you had one where you swapped them. Is everybody okay with Sandra possibly changing those? Would have been
I'm-
what you wanted to do, knowing that this was defense?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess I didn't realize.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
her doing that. I don't think it's going to help her live.
Probably not,
Okay.
but
No.
you never
know.
know.
So one,
But everybody, that's your
two,
one.
3, 4. So
Okay,
she still
all
gets
the raids are done.
killed by like 4.
So you're gonna go first
Who, me?
Mhm.
Okay.
on your march orders. This one, that one.
All right. I'm going to march order this +1. So he's a 3.
So there to equal that and take that. He's going to.
We're gonna lose in this.
We're gonna lose right out there because he keeps taking out.
Maybe you guys shouldn't be attacking me.
Yeah.
You should be...
We're gonna work on that. Hopefully.
I didn't get a chance to muster.
Actually, it's
to
now
move.
Sandra's turn because she is now
Oh,
second
that's right.
on the influence track.
But I'm not. I don't have anything to move. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have these 3. You could move them further this way.
This
But-
is true. You could help.
Yourself.
fortify.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna do that.
So that
So
one.
I
get
can bring
him.
this here.
Well, one at a time. So
Oh, yes,
that one's
that's right.
gonna
Oh,
move.
you have
Yep.
to do one.
Now you need to put one of your
Right.
influence tokens
Yep.
there. Or you could probably just let it go.
No.
It's one of your castles, though.
Yeah. It's you want to keep
Oh,
that.
hey. Oh, you moved it.
We already moved it, yeah. Okay, my turn. I have this. I'm going to move. I'm trusting you.
I'm trusting you.
I'm going to put all those guys there. Which then gives me... Oh, crap. I forgot about that. Because I'm pretty sure if they move from there, they come out of your personal supply. Let me
Yeah,
double
I'm
check.
I was
pretty
gonna
sure.
say, if
I
you
would
guys read
assume
on each
that's
other,
how I
somebody's
was
sleeping on the
assuming.
couch, right?
He already likes to sleep on the couch.
I love sleeping on the couch.
He'll be happier there. I'll force him to sleep in the bed.
I just sleep on the couch so I don't bug the hell out of her when I go to bed way too late.
Did you do your move, Anthony?
I did, so it's your turn.
What's the 4 to 5 and stuff mean? Players 4 to 5, players 4.
Those are the tokens that are placed on the board when you're playing with 4 or 5 people. There's different ones for 3 and
separately into other adjacents.
6 and stuff.
Player may only move units that are into adjacent areas. Footmen, knights, sieges may never move into siege.
Dude, next time
or
we
force.
muster, I'm gonna have so many people.
It's gonna be
Each march
crazy.
order, a player may move
Cray,
units
cray.
only one area containing units of another house. When a player moves one or more units into an area containing another house, he starts combat. Before resolving combat, all non-combat moves. Okay. Number printed on the march order token signifies strength. If a player vacates, leaves no man behind, he loses control of the area unless he establishes control by placing a power token from his available
Yeah, you
power.
have to
You have to
place
use
it
it
from
from
your
yours.
own.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Just I
That
want to
makes
double.
sense.
Just want to double check it.
You don't get it for
He's just
free.
making sure. He's like, yep, now
Yeah.
I'm broke.
And then once somebody moves into it, it goes back to that supply.
Right. You essentially use one of your own.
Yeah.
points.
I'm assuming if you move into it, it comes back into your supply.
Order. Did you order?
I did not order.
March
I was
order.
ready.
Go.
Marching forward
Oh, crap.
to
I'm dead.
Cross the bridge.
across the bridge.
Oops.
Nope,
not-
that's not the bridge.
I don't
Oh,
have to.
but she doesn't have to because that one's a joining.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Wait, because what?
This
It's-
one is a join.
Oh, it
right
is
here.
a join.
Yeah.
What's the bridge
Adjacent.
even for then?
For going
really?
to this one. There really is no point. All right, so combat's going to happen on that one. It happens
Whoa!
immediately. So this serves no purpose. There's no other support that you could use because she took that one.
So how's it?
Oh, I didn't put
How's
this
it work?
away.
You said that the pieces get knocked over and need to retreat.
When, so actually, you know what? Let's just go to the combat section. Click here.
Scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Combat.
So
okay,
it's
so
okay.
so first we
Focus
call
on
for
the
support
monsters.
if available, which
I'll
can't be
take
done.
care of the kingdom.
Calculate initial combat strength, which
4.
is both sides now tally
She
and
has
announce their
3.
combat strength.
I have 4.
Okay, no other modifiers? That's it?
She
Okay.
has a sport, but.
So now that's where you use your cards. So you have your deck of cards here.
Whoa.
Oh, cards.
Cards!
And
Oh,
then
wait,
the
this
number in the top left corner is
Right.
going to get added to your current count.
But do we just pick one?
Uh,
But we can't reuse
Or
it.
do we just draw one off the top?
you can pick it.
You can pick it, but you
choose
can't
it,
reuse it.
but
Once
you can't
play
reuse
it,
it. Yeah.
you can't reuse it again.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know. this is new to me. These cards.
So, yep, choose and reveal a house card. Both attackers and defenders now secretly select one of the house cards from their hand. When both players are ready, the 2 cards are simultaneously revealed and any text abilities of the cards are resolved. Playing a house card during combat is mandatory. Both attackers and defenders must play a card. Each player begins the game with 7 unique house cards representing characters leading their ability and strength to combat. After players reveal house cards during combat, text ability of the 2s are resolved. There are instances when the exact order of house cards resolution is important. Should a timing conflict error occur?
Well, you're only down by 1, so...
Yeah. The icons on the bottom of those cards, if there is a sword icon during combat resolution, the player who won the combat counts the number of sword icons on their cards, and that's casualties, yep. Fortifications, for each fortification on the house card of the defeated player, it'll ignore one of the sword icons. Note, all house cards, whether available or used, are public knowledge. So, we all have the same cards right now, there's no...
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait,
sorry.
Or, so you can see all the cards?
People can see what you have available, technically. So, at least power-wise, and if somebody wanted to view it, yeah.
That's weird.
As such, a player's discarded pile or hand may be examined by other players at any time except during the choosing of a card phase, like what you guys are doing now. So, any other time besides picking a card to play, we could see what cards people have.
What is the tower?
The tower prevents a casualty.
Prevents casualties from
Okay.
happening. So, whoever...
Gotcha.
What's gonna determine who wins the combat?
The top... So, the top...
So right
left
now
corner.
she's a 4,
Oh.
You're a
and you're a
3.
3.
So, the top
so
corner
your
number would have to be higher than whatever she might pick on her card. Because
I
once
see.
those all get added, whoever has the highest total wins.
I gotcha.
Yep.
I think I know what I'm gonna go with.
The combat cards are crazy.
Yeah, there's another set of cards in there called Tides of Battle that add more cards to battling combat and can make it even harder. So yeah, once the cards are done, you guys will reveal them. Moment of truth. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nah.
What is it? 4, 2. Oh shit. So
But-
she. What does it say? The printed combat strength on your opponent's house card is reduced to 0. So that
Are
4
you
counts as
serious?
0. And that's... So she used that card, so I mean, she's not going to be able to use that card again, essentially, in future combats. There is, I think, a card in here that will pull cards back into your hand
Right.
from discard.
Costs.
So this just goes.
Yep, those just get
Away.
discarded, so total...
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Plus,
No, it's okay. It's
So,
okay.
Natalie would win that one. Let's see what happens here.
so the swords on Sandra's card
You're
just
lucky.
boned her.
I would have killed.
Yes. Because if
Killed
you would have
both
won,
my
she could have
guys.
killed 2 of the guys. But because of her card's text that
But
makes that
I
card
won,
null.
so I think she just gets bumped back.
Yeah, so
No.
that's what I'm reading next. For.
Well, no, because it says
Too casual.
causes one casualty to the defeated player at the end of combat. So even though it's her, it's still causing casualties to her.
From what
No,
this said, it was
no.
only if it was a winning
No.
hand. During combat resolution, the player who won the combat
Yeah.
Their card takes.
counts the number of sword icons on their house cards. For each
Oh,
sword icon,
there.
an enemy unit is
Kill.
in the embattled area must be destroyed.
Okay.
So they only count if she would have
So
won.
I just get pushed back.
So in that one's case, since Natalie won it, but it's not her house card, then she doesn't get to kill any guys.
But she doesn't
But-
kill me.
No.
Right.
But she doesn't kill her either, so there's going to be some retreats here.
So you can retreat.
Right, so she's
here,
retreating.
See, both
here,
calculated, we
here,
did that.
or-
Combat resolution,
Yeah.
determine victor, see if there's casualties, retreats, and routing. Well, go to retreats and routing. After suffering casualties, which there were none, the losing army must retreat from the embattled area. If the attacker loses the combat, his surviving units must retreat back to an area from which they marched.
Once they
The
march.
siege catapults.
Oh, jeez. That's kind of hard to remember.
I think as long as it's back into.
Yeah, the
They're-
retreating area, let's see. If the defender loses combat, must retreat using the following rules. The retreating unit must retreat to one empty adjacent area, one containing no enemy units or power tokens,
Yeah.
or to a friendly area containing
Yeah.
friendly units.
Right.
Yeah. The retreating unit must retreat to the same. The retreating units must retreat to the same area.
So both
retreat-
have to go
yeah,
together.
They can both go together.
They
yeah.
have to go
So
together.
wait.
They have to
Who
go
am I?
together. Yeah,
Who's
my
the
bad.
little deer?
So she can go here, she can go here, she can go here.
Yeah, so you can retreat them to any of those three.
I actually think I wanna.
Or, I mean, technically you could even retreat to here.
Right.
Yeah.
The only reason why I was thinking was
Any
there's
adjacent.
a castle here.
Very true. Yep. If there's no legal
Right.
spots,
Also a
if there's no
castle.
legal spot to retreat to, all retreating units are
I
restrained.
know, but for her to.
Footmen and knights may not retreat to sea areas or ports.
Mm-hmm.
Player may not retreat
You know
his
what you should
defending
do?
units to an area
I
containing
got it.
friendly units
Okay,
if
tell me.
they
I
would
got it.
cause him.
Okay.
Retreat here,
And
Okay.
and then when you take that march order, you take it back.
you could. You essentially
She
could
could.
do that. Yeah. So you're retreating into an area that you own, and then
Okay.
let's see, Natalie.
So
That's
this is
Natalie's
gone.
march order, so
Yeah.
that's gone. Yeah. So Natalie.
Yes, guys, there.
So
She's
these
gonna come back.
are not
Yeah.
defense.
That kind of.
The-
It's funny
They
that
just
she.
allow-
They just allow support into adjacent areas.
Okay.
It's kind of funny because she threw all those march orders there just because she had to command people to do
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Other retreat
That's actually good
rules.
strategy.
Combat
That's a good
cleanup.
point.
After
Put
combat
all
is
your march
completed,
orders
remove
behind
the
your front
Yeah.
line.
attacker's
That's a good
march.
idea.
Yeah.
So you remove your march order already.
Mm-hmm.
If the combat has won by attacker, remove any orders that the defender was assigned in the battled area. If the combat was won by a defender, the defender's player tokens, if any, the defending player's power tokens. Oh, so if you would have won that, like, your support could have technically still stayed there. But both houses' cards are discarded to their respective players' discard piles, and resolve march order step now continues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're back to
March orders.
Kent.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's finally your turn.
I was gonna say. So what happens if I
So
win?
you have some march. Well, then the game's gonna be over anyways.
Game's gonna be over anyway.
All right.
He can win.
Oh, he's gonna win already. Is that a +1?
It's a 0, but
Plus
these
0.
are 2 each.
Well, then you're gonna lose this one then. I
No,
think.
you
Oh
can
no.
put a thing on
'cause you can
it.
put a
You put a thing on it.
And guess how many things I have?
just one left.
Yep, I had it
Oh
all
my
planned in.
gosh.
I've had this. I actually had my entire game planned on the second
Remember,
turn.
this is how he is with
Yeah,
any
on-
game.
on the
He's
second-
always got
If
a
at
plan.
any time
And-
a house reaches its 7th position on the victory track, the game immediately ends, and that player's win.
I knew on.
See you later.
Wait,
Thanks,
what?
everybody.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Why
I-
are you putting a
I-
note on?
I'm cold. I was gonna say
I thought he
knew
really
we
was
got
like
this
bye.
here.
I knew on the second turn that nobody advanced toward me, and I was actually undefeatable at that point.
Shit.
Hey,
And
you
being
didn't do
first, too.
anything.
No, I didn't.
And,
I didn't do it fast enough because I was starting to go this way to take that one,
And
but
that's-
I thought I had an extra turn.
and I didn't know if losing this was gonna hurt me in any way, so that's
Yeah.
why I bid like 5 to keep it. I was like,
Because I was like, wow, people really want that Iron Throne already.
I was like, my plans cannot be foiled.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bump up a little bit in my
Turn order.
turn.
It was the first round. I was like, why did we go like this? I didn't
Yeah,
grasp
because
the
of
turn
that.
order.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I did everything. Everything went to plan. Every single action.
I was trying to get down here,
Yeah.
but I couldn't get enough ships.
I probably should have gone down there first too.
You should have.
But
You should have.
well, shit. Good job, Kent. You won
Yeah,
that one.
seriously, good
Fair and square too. With I'm pretty sure we stuck to every bit of the rule too.
We tried.
So, that's how you play Game of Thrones.
Well, that was
What are
fun.
we on?
Oh, that's how you play.
We're about.
Yes,
I mean, technically 2 hours. So I mean,
I was the equivalent
right.
of Littlefinger, except I didn't get killed.
yeah. Nice.
You're welcome for at least letting some combat happen.
Yeah. Well, at least we got one combat round in. So.
One.
Not that it matters.
And it wasn't even have anything to do.
That's why I feel like this.
I didn't get to be able to come
Like
back.
4 is nice, but when you have the other 2 houses down here competing too, it obviously makes the game much harder.
That's
so.
a good.
There's a lot of castles, like all
There's-
these
yeah,
little
all
ones.
this
I
area.
feel like instead of playing with the Lannisters, it should be the Tyrells. I think it would space it out and make a little bit more
this
even.
is kind of cramped here.
It was just being us 2
Yeah.
next to each other.
Yeah.
Which
And I started by shooting out.
yeah,
Right.
and then
It's like,
yeah, like, well,
Now,
I might
can
as
you
well.
choose- are
Once
these
we
the
found
only-
out the
This
land
way.
bridge, like let's start from the bottom.
Are these the only 4, or
No, there's
so yeah, there's
the
these 2
Tyrells
houses.
and
The
the
Martells.
Martells.
Right. Cool.
I've got defenses.
So yep, it's a good game.
That was fun. I'd like to do that.
There's
again.
2 expansions out now. There's a Mother of Dragons one that add the
Oh, yeah.
Dothraki
Right.
border.
WC.
Oh, that's cool.
And then she starts with 3 dragons that you can just literally. But they all, if once they die, they die. So like,
They're gone.
but they're pretty powerful.
They don't
obviously.
come back as
They can go anywhere and destroy anything.
As,
I want to
Essentially.
Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Wait,
have,
I want to see what would have happened.
So yeah.
They don't come back as
So
a
go ahead and read it from the top. Yeah.
Wildling Victory, lowest bidder, chooses one of the following. Destroys 2 units anywhere. Is reduced 2 positions on its highest influence track.
Yeah. So we would have bid on that, and then whoever had what in that case, whoever had the highest bidding
Yeah.
would then move down on influence tracks. So
Highest bidder, the wildlings immediately attack again with strength of 6. You do not participate in bidding against this attack.
why is there a piece sitting on here?
for 4 players, that
It's a
overlay
dot.
goes on top. So if you had more people, then
Oh.
more people could have 3 stars and whatnot.
Sure. That makes sense.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Right?
Damn. That's probably the
Good job,
fastest live stream we've done. Well, I mean, and me and Naylor were talking, like, I wonder how this game's going to play out. And like, oh, he's going to get it in like 5 seconds and then just tear us up.
Terra.
So we
And I'm
called
always
it from the beginning.
That's funny, and I'm always the slowest to get games, so I'm like, what is going
And
on?
yeah, and you
Yeah, I'm
caught
not
it
fast.
right about
Right,
the,
right.
the 3rd or 4th. You're like,
Right.
okay, I know what I'm doing, but then it's too late. By
Right,
now.
exactly.
Good
That's
game, everybody.
usually how it goes. So it's like the next game is better.
Yep.
My first game is always, I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing the moves right.
Right.
So you were hoping to like 5 o'clock ish. So
Yeah, I mean, we got
It's not bad.
yeah,
We have extra
pretty
time.
early, and well, I mean, we could still go to the grocery store early and get the dog taken out. So
Yeah, I
You-
wouldn't be worried about
so
COVID.
we borrowed Zombicide.
Uh-huh.
Like
yeah,
like
how'd you like it?
I was reading the directions and I was like, man, this game is going to be hard.
It's very
It's like,
hard.
what
Yeah,
the heck?
it's constant
won it
zombies
last
just
night,
coming
right?
and
Right.
yeah.
So we played our first game and the scenario said it was supposed to be like 2.5 hours or something. And I was like, oh, don't worry, it's not.
Yeah, it's not gonna
It's
take
2.5 hours or until
Yeah, we
you
made
die.
it
Yeah,
through
until you
like
die.
2
We
moves.
we
that was
opened
it.
the first door
Oh.
and you draw the
It's-
cards to see what spawns inside. And
3 fatties.
like we were still the lowest level spawn rate,
Mhm.
and we ended up turning up 3 fatties, which spawned.
So after your guys were gaining levels from killing other things, were you were increasing the amount of guys that came in, right?
Well, no, nobody ever leveled up.
okay.
we
Oh,
o-
well, that'll
we
do
opened-
it
Not
then.
in the
Yeah.
first
We
Not
opened
enough,
the first door and it spawned 12 units.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And they started pouring out into the street, and you have to spend extra
Yeah, what all
moves to
goes
move away
where.
from them.
Mhm.
So we all moved in to try and help fight, and they just
Mhm.
more and more came and destroyed us.
I'm assuming all these will just go
All
together.
your
well, all yours
pieces.
specifically for your houses.
Oh,
That's if
okay.
they have
Okay, I'm
those.
sorry.
There's those. I think these
There's
are
a bag
all-
for all of your house pieces.
Okay, I see.
So each house gets a bag.
Yeah.
Well,
kind of like
Also,
that.
people don't have to watch us clean this up, so I'm going to.
Hi, people.
turn
Thanks
off,
for
so,
watching.
Yep, thanks for watching.
Be strategic. It helps.
Be like Kent. Not like me.